Hello, everybody. It's Marci from wavesofcommunication.com. The information in this show is designed to equip and empower parents to take action today. Parents are advised to never give away your power as your child's language facilitator to any therapist, teacher, consultant, or even to a specific method or strategy. Most importantly, the strategies and advice provided here are general and not intended to replace personalized consultation. If you want individual coaching and advice, you should visit wavesofcommunication.com to learn how to work with me as a client. Today, I am talking about the top 10 must-sees. So this year, if you've got 52 weeks of the year and I've done 2 videos a week, that's more than 100 videos I've produced just this year in 2020 alone. And by the way, when you head over to that link below on the YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button because I am 1 subscriber away from 2,500 subscribers on my YouTube channel. And I know that I'll hit that before the end of the day. So if you haven't subscribed, you could be that number 2,500. And I really, really appreciate that because all the likes, shares, and subscribes that happen from Facebook videos and YouTube videos, they help the platform grow, and we wouldn't have all the videos we have available without your interaction, because every video I produce is designed to help you move forward on your language facilitation journey. So, without further ado and all the chitter chatter, let's get on to the top 10 of my must-sees for this year. All right, we're going to start with number 10, of course, working our way down with this video. And that is 10 tips to help parents get in the zone and find your child's speech. You can search, if you go over to on the YouTube channel, I'm going to have a playlist put up with all these videos on it. But if you go over to YouTube and search for the word zone, you'll find this video. And what this video is so important is it talks about the language facilitation zone. There's another video that talks about what it is, but this particular video gives you strategies to help you connect. The language facilitation zone is the place where the action happens, and it's an energetic place. It's a space, really, more than a place. It's the time when you know your child is listening because you're showing them that you're interested in their nonverbal communication. And even though they aren't talking yet, you are listening because you're observing and watching them, and you're helping them learn the words they need for the actions that they're doing, because all of their actions, all of their behavior is communication. And these strategies on this first video are going to help you to turn whatever behavior your child is using to communicate into the spoken language that you're looking for. But you have to find the language facilitation zone before you can make that happen. And there are 10 strategies in that first video. So that is number 10. Let's move into number 9, which is a totally strategies packed video. This is the video that can definitely help you get back on track if you are finding yourself faltering, or if your child is stuck, or something's going on that is, keeping your language facilitation stagnated. There are very common mistakes. Remember, language facilitation and waves of communication is an up and down journey. There's times when you're up and there's times when you're down, and it happens because of things that happen in your environment, and they change your life because we're affected by everything that goes on around us. And that's the truth for you and your family and your child in all of your little energetic spaces. And so if there's mistakes that are going on in the language facilitation strategies that are tried and true, that have been working for you, that video will help you identify where you might have gotten off track. And because that's the only reason that you're going to be stagnated in your progress is if you're off track for some reason. So that's what that video is good for. It's a really, really good one for all the parents. All right. Let's move into video number 8, my number 8 favorite video, the must-see video that you need to see this year, and that is the Find Your Child's Superpowers video, where you can literally turn your child's obsession into ability to perform new skills that you teach them at home, and to do all kinds of new spoken language. And this is a step-by-step process in this video you can see here. And so that's what the thumbnail looks like. You can find it over on YouTube if you search on my channel for the word Superpowers, okay? And this video shows you the step-by-step process to analyze your child's behavior as they're seeking the things that they are entertaining themselves with, filling their time with, what they're avoiding you to search for, all of that stuff. And even to the point where they can get to obsessive wanting to see videos or carry string around or flap or do other things. You're going to learn how to turn whatever they're obsessed into, no matter what level of spoken language they are right now, and comprehension, into new skills. That's what that Superpowers video is about. All right, so let's move into number 7. And I love this video. It's gotten a lot of really positive feedback from parents. And this is the 5 necessary tools that a parent needs for effective language facilitation. There's me with you can see the thumbnail has me with a little hat on because it's all about the tools. And this video is for parents who, maybe you are not very familiar with language facilitation. If you're fairly new to my channel and my platform, you may not have tried a lot of strategies. You may feel like your child is too severe or too old or something like that. And none of that is true, because every child, I've helped parents across the world who speak multiple languages in their homes. They've got kids that have seizures. They've got kids with chromosomal problems, issues that are genetic, autism spectrum disorders, all across the spectrum. Parents around the world are using these strategies to help their kids. And when you watch this video, you will understand why parents are the best language facilitators and the tools that you need to use, because the truth is everyone has access to the tools you need to be your child's language facilitator. You just might not know that you have them, or even that these tools are the ones you need to be using, because you could have been given other tools. Remember, we're given tools as much as you're Googling and YouTube searching, and the fact that you're watching this video alone means that you're the kind of person that likes to look for videos, for strategies and things you can do to improve your outcomes in your personal life. That's why I watch videos on YouTube. And so these tools that you need to be a language facilitator will help you if you're in the market for looking for tools to be your child's best. All right, moving on to this is video number 6 on my top 10 list. And this is a video that talks about anxiety and 5 things you need to know about anxiety and speech delay, because anxiety is the #1 blockage for spoken language. It's not even physical problems, it's anxiety, because even after parents resolve ear fluid, get seizures under control, and they realize that their children aren't really autistic after all, and they finally open up what I call the gateways to spoken language, then their kids still aren't talking, because this one gateway of anxiety often remains closed when parents are trying to, pull words, for example, out of their kids, correct speech, trying to do too many things at one time, and your child's lack of ability to communicate could be causing them anxiety. All of those things are potential blockages, and that one video has all the things you need to know to help you work through anxiety that your child might be feeling, that you're sensing in them, or anxiety that you might be feeling as you're, potentially overwhelmed by the process. All right, so now we're moving into number 5. Video number 5 on the top 10 list is how to overcome. What can parents do when functional skills backslide? So I thought this was a really important one, because what happens often is parents will start to see kids resist what you're asking them to do. And when you see resistance, then you'll feel like skills are backsliding. Your child's not doing the things that they used to do because maybe you stopped prompting them and they're not doing that thing anymore. And you're afraid they're losing their skills. Maybe they were even talking more when you were doing something and now they're not talking as much. That's what I'm talking about, skills backsliding. Maybe your child used to be helping you and participating with the things you do in your house and suddenly they don't want to work with you and play anymore. These are the kinds of things that sometimes parents experience when their kids have a big change in schedule. And 2020 has been the year of change in schedule with unpredicted schedules. Schools open, schools closed, schools open today, closed tomorrow. It's going to be open for a period of time. You get a whole plan straight and then the changes, right? These kinds of changes, not only do they trigger anxiety like that other video, but they can cause kids to not be demonstrating the skills that you think that they should be, or maybe that you're testing for, or whatever. If you're sensing your child is backsliding skills, that is going to be a great video for you. Okay, moving into number 4, video number 4, that is moving into more informational videos. And this is not going to be for everybody. This is a specific group of parents to who definitely need to watch this video as a must-see on my channel, because ear issues are the number one reason that children will have problems with developmental spoken language. And so this video, 7 signs your child's ears are affecting their speech development, is going to be a must-see if your child is young or if your child has suffered from ear issues that you know, that you identify, like they have allergies, seasonal allergies. You spend a lot of time in water swimming. That's another thing that can cause ear issues. Maybe there are ear issues in your family. Any suspicion that your child has ear issues, or if you absolutely don't know what is causing your child, you just can't figure out what could be causing your child's late talking. That video, 7 signs your child's ears could be affecting their speech, is a great one for you to watch because there's a lot of detail in that one. Okay, and then the next video is again for another specific group of parents, and these are for kids who, oops, let me find it for you. Yep, kids who are late walking. So for kids who are or even were late talking, but they might be walking now, usually late walkers are also late talkers. And so this video, it wasn't from 2020. It's actually from before 2020. These last few ones are, but they're still in my top 10 because they get a lot of views on my YouTube channel, so a lot of parents experience this situation. So if you have a little one who is not walking yet, then this video is really good for you because you could be worried about walking and talking, and it's going to really help you understand the kinds of things that why it's going on and what you can do to help develop both things, because walkers talk faster, so it does behoove you, even if you're really focused on speech, to also facilitate your child's being able to get around, because movement is a big part of spoken language. So you'll learn about that in that video. All right, we're down to the last 2 videos, and so number 2 on my hit list for the top 10 must-see videos from 2020 is this one, which talks about 5 reasons that early autism diagnosis is a bad idea for late talkers who are age 0 to 3. Because not only does it talk about why it's a bad idea, it also talks about how to get the solutions that you need to help your child. Most parents are going for an autism diagnosis, parents of little kids under 3 are going for an autism diagnosis because they don't know what is really causing their child's speech delay, which is why the previous video, the one about ear infections, is the one that I talked about, because if you really don't know, watch that video first and then watch this one that talks about why early autism diagnosis, even though it is what you read in the storybooks, I used to call them storybooks, the textbooks, the everything you read all over online, you were told by your doctor, told by your therapist. I was coached and guided and even forced via contract to talk about it when I worked for those places. That's why I don't work for them anymore, because early autism diagnosis in children under 3 is not necessary. It's not necessary. You can get that autism diagnosis way later, after you have ruled out what is really causing your child to be late talking. And you're not going to know it for sure until they are at least 3 years old. And the danger of early diagnosis is that you could start intervention that does not match what is really going on to cause your child to be late talking. And those parents who I have worked with this year who have gone for the push for the early autism diagnosis are coming to me to unlearn these habits that they started teaching their children, unnatural speech imitation stuff that they started teaching their kids before they turned 3 years old, and it messed up the natural language learning processes that are supposed to be developing during that time. So if you start making your child imitate words and all of that stuff before 3 years old, you're wrecking up their brain language learning processes, the natural ones. And if you want natural language, then don't teach your child memorized and regurgitate stuff. Teach them how to process spoken language with language facilitation strategies. And that's what you learn in that video. Okay, so that was number 9, and now or number 2, I guess, because we're counting down. So the number 1 video that is the top 10 must-see video, I think, from 2020, because this is the year that I have really branched out and started to work literally with people who I didn't used to think would benefit from language facilitation, because I thought sometimes habits are too hard to break, sometimes kids are too old to learn, whatever. I used to think those things until 2020, when I started to work with older kids, families who have older kids, because I don't work with kids at all, I work with families. So this is the video, the number 1 video. And this video says it is never too late to find your child's speech. It's never too late. And what are you waiting for is the other thing, because like I said, even when I first started my platform 3 years ago, I knew for sure in my level of confidence as a coach and consultant that I could coach parents of young kids who were not talking yet. And because until even 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 years old, you can change habits and you can learn new things. But I didn't used to think, or at least have as much confidence in myself, that parents could help change their kids after they were 10 years old or even 20 years old. And this year, there are people watching this video potentially right now who are in my program and following my platform, maybe read my book or took my independent study course, who are working with children and adults really at this point, who are late talking older than 18 years old. Okay? And those people who never had a grip on spoken language are teaching their kids to talk right now as we speak. They never talked until they were 7 or 8 or 9 years old, and now they only use very limited spoken language, and they just kind of gotten through life being a limited verbal teenager and adult, and they learn to manipulate their environment to not try to learn to talk, because the methods and strategies that they grew up learning, these memorization, regurgitation, picture systems, sign language, all of that stuff, those things that they learned held them back from the spoken language, which is why that early autism diagnosis is a bad idea, because if you want natural spoken language from your child, the parents around the world have proven through their efforts and their results with their kids. You can look at the results on my page. You can look at the testimonials on my website. You can look and see the comments in the videos that parents are doing it. I'm not working with the kids. The parents are, because parents are the best language facilitators. But a lot of parents are under the impression, either from themselves or from being told or read it somewhere, that once your child reaches a certain age, or if your child is at a certain level of disability, or if they've gotten so far in a program without making improvement, or, they start to close those doors on your child. This is not the time to close the doors. While you're home with your child, while we have the school systems up in arms, basically all over the place, this is your chance to be able to learn how to work with your child and be like the parents who are doing it, where even before, I can understand why you're not confident about this. If you have a child who's older than 10 years old, okay, that's who I'm talking to. Older than 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 or even 20. Right? And if you are a parent or caregiver of someone who is late talking, but they want to communicate, they try with you, they give you a lot of nonverbal communication, they're good at using their energy and their telepathy and their facial expressions and all of that to let you know exactly what's on their mind, but they can't share that wisdom with the whole world because it's all limited to what they've learned in just their little bubble in their family. Language facilitation can teach you how to bring that wisdom. And what the other thing I'm learning, especially now that I'm working with these older kids, I've got a client who has a 9-year-old who has very limited spoken language. In fact, he's got like his big 5 phrases that he uses right now. But this little guy has shown this year that he can memorize anything, that he's doing math in his head, that he enjoys learning about sustainable energy and wonderful, fun, elevated, advanced, high-end wisdom that he's got in his brain, that he's using and analyzing and figuring out and calculating in his head. And his mom is learning how to help him share all of that wisdom with the world through her language facilitation, and it's working. And the people in his world are seeing that they've been presenting him with stuff that's just too easy and too boring because they assume his intelligence is the same as his spoken language. And when parents use language facilitation, they help bring that spoken language up so these kids can start to share with the teachers and therapists and even you in their world all the things they know. So those people don't cut them down anymore and belittle them anymore and make them think that they're less than anybody else because they aren't talking yet. Your children who are limited verbal, nonverbal, not talking yet, are using other skills. They're brilliant and they're trying really hard to learn to share their wisdom with the world. And they communicate telepathically with you through the energy that you share in the language facilitation zone, and you know what those messages are. If you're their parent or caregiver, you're the one who can help them. You're the bridge to be the language facilitator. So it doesn't matter how old your child is. It doesn't matter what's going on as far as their disability or diagnosis or even your living situation. If you can make it work, because parents all over the world are. And honestly, what choice do you have? The system is breaking down, and all you have that you know you can rely on 100% of the time is you. So that's what I have for you today. Those were my 10 videos, and this is just the start, right? These videos are just the icing on the cake. There's more than 350. Watch one or more of these videos, look around on the channel, find some new things, and on Monday's video over on YouTube Live, I'm going to go through my top 10 strategies videos that are going to teach you where I demonstrate language facilitation. Top 10 demo videos. So after you watch these videos that I talked about today and you get your mindset straight and you get your plan put together and you're ready to go with your child's language facilitation, on Monday, you're going to see all the list of my videos, the top 10, to show you exactly how to do it. Demo, step by step. You won't have to search through. You'll know exactly where they are. Okay, everybody. It's time to get to work. I'm headed off to get done what I've got to get done, working with some more clients around the world. I'm working with somebody in the Bahamas actually today. It's amazing. Parents all over the world are joining me for language facilitation, and you can too. If you want to know more about how to be my client, head over to my website, wavesofcommunication.com, and you can watch a bunch of free videos over there, as well as on my YouTube channel. There's blogs. You can access my book and all of the resources, because it's my aim to equip and empower all of you parents to become your child's language facilitator. 2021 is your year to see the behavior you want to see and hear the spoken language you want to hear, because parents are the best language facilitators and you can do this. Have a great day, everybody, and I will see you all on my next video. Bye for now.